Hey there, my friend. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm super excited to welcome you to today's video. My name is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi. I'm the founder and CEO here at the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project. And today's video is all about probiotics and my personal 3 favorite probiotic containing foods. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to tell you about my favorite prebiotic fibers, the special fiber in certain foods that actually helps feed your gut bacteria and enhances your overall health. And what I really want to do before we get into the food specifics and some of the research and some of the really fascinating backstories of these foods is to make the argument that for good health, I believe that you need a go-to probiotic source. So like one of these foods might be your new go-to probiotic source, but if right now in your life you don't have a go-to probiotic containing food, I believe your health can be enhanced by finding one and getting into your daily routine. And some of these are my go-to foods, so I want to share them with you. So before we get into the specific foods, I want you to understand really this body system. Certainly we have our own human cells, but throughout our entire skin and digestive tract, we are lined with trillions of these bacteria that we have a symbiotic relationship with. We give them a place to live, largely in this digestive tract, and in turn, they help us digest food, they help us enhance our immune strength, kill pathogenic viruses and bacteria in the GI tract, and we just have an amazing relationship. There's been so much new research coming out over the past few years on how having good probiotics aids in weight loss, increases energy, helps improve your mood, and helps out with certain neurological conditions because a lot of these gut bacteria actually produce neurotransmitters for us, enhances your immune strength. So we know that the gut is absolutely essential. And we also probably have someone in our lives who has some digestive difficulties. Maybe they have some kind of inflammatory digestive disease, and it can really just wreak havoc on your life. So it turns out that getting the right kinds of good gut bacteria in our bodies can really fix things for a lot of people and can certainly enhance and bolster your health. And humans have been getting these probiotic foods for thousands of years. And that's why they're so special, and it's something that we actually need to reincorporate into our routine because a lot of people don't have these. So let's get into my 3 favorite probiotic containing foods. Number 1, and the one that I use probably the most, is some sauerkraut. Some organic raw sauerkraut. So what sauerkraut is especially, it's effectively fermented cabbage. And they've traced back the history of sauerkraut to ancient China over 2,000 years ago. They've started to figure out that if they fermented cabbage, they cut the cabbage up and ferment it, that it was able to preserve it long, but it also had a lot of good benefits. One, you get the vitamins and the mineral of the cabbage, but as it ferments, it's actually creating specific kinds of these probiotics, these lactic acid fermenting bacteria, so like lactobacillus species, etc., that are really good for your GI tract. So when you eat the cabbage and you eat the sauerkraut, you get like a serving per day. You're just introducing these probiotics into your system, helps coat the system, improve your gut health. So I absolutely love sauerkraut. There's so many places you can get it. I think important considerations is get organic when possible and make sure it's raw and not pasteurized, because pasteurized is that really high flash heat that we do to certain things, and that kills all the bacteria. You actually want to eat the bacteria in this instance. So sauerkraut, great. Pickles are another food that are very similar that also has good probiotics. I love sauerkraut. And another thing that's amazing about sauerkraut in particular is because it has a lot of antioxidants on top of the probiotics. This has lutein and zeaxanthin, which are 2 powerful antioxidants that protect your DNA, are good for eye health and immune function, so you get other benefits besides just a pure probiotic source. So before we get into the other 2 probiotic foods I have out here, when do you have your probiotics? Well, personally for me, I like to have them before I might have a meal. So maybe I have them before my dinner meal. I'll have a serving of probiotics. So you have a little bit of sauerkraut or something like that. Very good. The second food on this list, kimchi, is something that a lot of people in Korea and in certain Asian countries have before their first meal of the day. You can even wake the GI tract up with kimchi. And kimchi is very similar to sauerkraut in that it's typically made with cabbage. Sauerkraut's usually made with green cabbage. Kimchi is typically made with like a Napa cabbage, but it also can have other kinds of veggies in there, like let's say some radish, some celery, some cucumber, and they mix it in with a bunch of spices. Now, there are specific differences with how these 2 things are fermented. They're fermented differently. The process of making kraut is different than the process of making kimchi, but the overall net benefit is you're getting fiber, and you're also getting probiotics, and you're also getting benefit from some of the spices. So if you're a person who has a palate that likes some spicy foods, kimchi might be your go-to probiotic. A lot of good benefits. Again, you're getting a lot of the antioxidants too, you're getting benefit from the different spices, and it absolutely tastes great if you like spicy stuff. So kimchi, big good thumbs up as a good probiotic source. Have it before one of your big meals. Get into the habit of having it before dinner, or maybe have it in the morning. Just get into this like go-to idea of when am I getting my probiotic source in. So my family, we always have kraut or kimchi in the fridge. The third probiotic that I think is absolutely amazing is kefir, which is actually a fermented dairy product. It's fermented from either cows, goats, or sheep's milk. And this one I actually want to read a little bit on the computer because I think it's so fascinating, some of the legend and lore around kefir. Historians believe that kefir originated centuries ago in the Caucasus Mountains, which is in Eastern Europe, where modern-day Turkey is. And the word kefir is derived from the Turkish word kef, which translates to good feeling. And the lore goes even deeper. A lot of people believe, and Marco Polo, famous explorer, wrote about kefir in his diaries. It was often believed that kefir has been a gift of the Prophet Muhammad to some of the Christians in the Caucasus regions. And this was something that was absolutely prized. These recipes for kefir were prized for thousands of years because people realized that when they ingested this stuff, it led to good health. And what kefir effectively is like I said, is this fermented dairy. But as a person, me, who's lactose intolerant, I don't eat much dairy in my diet, if at all. So you can also make kefir from other non-dairy sources like coconut kefir. So you can actually use coconut with the kefir starter and you can create kefir. And the thing that's super cool about this is kefir has a unique strain of probiotics. And there are certain kinds of these probiotics that are only found in kefir. It is a stronger probiotic than things like yogurt. It gets into the GI tract better and retains these populations of probiotics. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It has tons of nutrients like protein, calcium, vitamin B12, phosphorus, and it actually has a unique type of carbohydrate in it called kefirin, K-E-F-I-R-A-N, that has antibacterial properties. So I think kefir is great. It's like what yogurt wants to be is what kefir is. And now for you need to make sure that your body can tolerate dairy before you just start chugging kefir. So for me, it's a coconut kefir that honestly comes like a kind of like a yogurt. It's absolutely delicious. I'll have that, like mix it up every other day with some kimchi or some sauerkraut. Super good. And the health benefits are absolutely profound. So my argument here is you get a good probiotic source into your diet. You pick your go-to probiotic. But that's only half of the story. You want to be getting these in daily, but you also want to prioritize prebiotic fiber. So a prebiotic fiber is actually fiber that once you consume this, the gut bacteria, the good probiotics that we're getting in the GI tract, they actually eat and they break that stuff down and they transform it into helpful, beneficial compounds for our bodies. So it's basically like the food for our gut bacteria. And some of my favorite prebiotic sources that we try to get into our diet, onions, garlics, leeks, all kinds of fruit, like core fruits like apples have amazing prebiotic fiber, berries have good prebiotic fiber, dandelion greens, artichokes and Jerusalem artichokes, pretty much your fruits and veggies. I think one of the biggest reasons to have your fruits and veggies is because they feed your gut bacteria. And that's what really retains and keeps these populations of gut bacteria really good for a long haul. And my personal take on this probiotic, prebiotic stuff today, after lots of years of research, is that the best way to get probiotics, unless you have an actual medical condition in your GI tract where you work with your doctor to get the right strains that are actually beneficial for you. If you're just generally a healthy person, you want to take your health to the next level, you get one of these probiotic containing foods and you eat them on a regular basis, but you really prioritize prebiotic fiber. I don't believe you necessarily need to take a probiotic supplement because you can get them from foods, and actually just getting the fiber helps retain a healthy GI tract. So that's the message here I want you to walk away with, starting to think about what your sources are and certainly getting more of those fruits and vegetables. So practically speaking, here's what it might look like. You wake up in the morning and maybe before you have your first meal of the day, you're having some organic berries. You're getting some fruit and you're getting some prebiotic fiber. And then you go and you have your breakfast. Whenever you have your first meal of the day, whether that's fasting or you actually have breakfast, maybe you're getting some healthy fats in there like some eggs, some avocado. One of our high protein Fit Father or Fit Mother smoothie recipes, absolutely fantastic. For lunch, you're gonna get some green stuff. Maybe it's a salad. Maybe it has some of these baby spring mix. Maybe it's dandelion greens. Maybe you throw in some celery. Maybe there's a little garlic and onion in that salad. That's prebiotic fiber. You load on some protein and healthy fats, you're getting the best of all worlds. Prebiotics plus protein plus healthy fats for energy and blood sugar stability, phenomenal. For snack, maybe you have some healthy nuts and seeds. Maybe you have some dried jerkies of some sort in the afternoon. And then before you have dinner, you have a little bit of serving of, so let's just say some sauerkraut or some kimchi, absolutely great. The place I would use kefir, because it actually is a dairy derivative if you're getting dairy kefir, is maybe if you can tolerate it after you exercise. It's really good. You're getting some of these milk proteins, which can be good for recovery, and you're also getting probiotics. So on an empty stomach would probably be the best time to have these kinds of things, because what a lot of people find with certain these probiotic foods, when you go overboard, too much of a good thing turns into a bad thing. So a lot of people that really love their kombucha and drink absolute tons of it, it's good in small quantities, but as the more you drink, it can actually cause gas, bloating, and other kinds of problems. That's why I didn't particularly include kombucha in this list, although it is a very good probiotic containing food. So I hope you found this valuable, my friend. Get probiotics into your life, get prebiotics into your life. If you like this, you found this valuable, give us a thumbs up, hit the like button. It really helps our channels. It spreads this video all across the YouTubes, and that's really great because more people need to hear this message. And if you did like this, make sure you subscribe to our channels. We have 500 plus videos like this, straight to the point, to help you improve your health and your well-being for you and your family. That's what we're all about here at the Fit Father Project, Fit Mother Project. So hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you around the channel, my friend, and I'll talk to you very soon.